Craig, back in training this week, something a little bit different tonight, a bit of a team bonding evening. Everyone coming together, a few games. How was everyone after the weekend?
Yeah, good mate. We'll have a real good look at them tonight. Like I say, it's something a little bit different tonight. The last couple of Tuesdays, because we have been battered and bruised, it's been a struggle getting people on the field. So we're doing a little bit of team building stuff tonight, a little bit something different. We recognise that the players are struggling in terms of the physicality and getting people out on the field as well. So we're going to patch them up, give them a little bit of time off tonight, and get back on it on Thursday, and just utilise this time tonight with just something a little bit different. Build on some of the connectivity off the field that we did a lot of in pre-season as well, which we've maybe gone away a little bit from because we're trying to concentrate on the on-field stuff. But I think now's a time where we can choose tonight just to spend a little bit of time doing that.
I was going to ask you about that. It was something that you emphasised that you were big on, as I say, getting a new group coming together and connecting. It has been quite tough over these last few weeks. As I say, we're playing some of the sides that are up around the top of the league, and maybe results haven't gone our way. But as you say, it's times like this that we can try and reconnect as a group, can't we? And hopefully benefit from it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we've gone through a bit of adversity with losing a lot of people through injury. We've lost obviously Marshy and Jord for the season, which is huge to lose two of your starting three pivots for the season. But then Fitz has been out for quite a while, Faz has been out for quite a while, Fozzie, Bauer as well have been in and out as well, and one or two other people have been missing here and there. So it's been a little bit difficult getting people out on the field, people in the positions where they need to be. So they have come through a little bit of a tough time recently. So I think it's really important that we don't need to be flogging that dead horse and working them, overworking them. We've got to judge what's the right thing to do and when's the right thing to do it. And I think we spent a lot of time with the connectivity stuff off the field in pre-season, which I think worked really well. And I think now's a good time, as I said, with the bodies as they are at the minute. We need to look after them, and it's a good time to get them back in. Spend a bit of time inside tonight, spending some time together, doing something a little bit different, and rebuilding a bit more, touching on that connectivity piece off the field.
It was a really hard-fought victory at the weekend. As I say, you said on Sunday, didn't you? We were probably our own worst enemy at times, with ball in hand and stuff, allowing Salford back into the game. But to get a 2 points like that really is crucial, as I say, coming off the back of a couple of defeats.
Yeah, it's massive, mate. And we didn't play as well as we wanted to. We didn't play as well as we needed to at 28-4 at half time. I think if we'd have nailed that first 10-15 minutes of the second half, it would have been a lot easier 40 minutes for us. But we didn't make it easy, and we've not made it easy for a number of weeks. But ultimately we've got the victory, and I think we were a little bit despondent after the game. It's probably one of the most lacklustre team songs I've been involved in. I think that just shows that the players were disappointed with that second 40 minutes as well. And but I think what we've got to do is remember that we've lost 3 games on the bounce, lost 2 league games on the bounce. So regardless of how we think that we've played, it's 2 points on the league leaders board. And again, we're not particularly pleased with, I guess, the consistency in how we're playing. But everybody's talking about how well Doncaster have done, how well Oldham have done, how well Widnes have done. We're 2 points behind them in the table. So I think in terms of where we are as a group, we're still a little bit off some of them teams, but we're 2 points behind them in the table. So it's not all doom and gloom. And if we can start getting some people back out on the field in the positions where they're playing, we've now got Jordan Abdul in. Obviously can't play this weekend against his parent club, but once we get him playing consistently, that experienced halfback, which I thought we saw in that first half on Sunday, how important that was to have that experienced head out there just to get us around the field, end of sets well, doing the right stuff. I think we can start building on that now as we go through the season, and hopefully start picking up some more consistent wins, but some more consistent performances as well.
You could really say straight from the off the influence that Jordan Abdul did have on the side. As I say, we got that early try for that pass he got for Bussey's try, and Kai as well playing alongside him. We talked about, didn't we, about 2 young halfbacks, Kai, Lenny, being able to learn off him, and Kai, to be fair himself, coming in with a try as well on Sunday. You can really see that connectivity already, Kai.
Yeah, I think it probably Kai's best game that he's played for us so far. I think it just took that little bit of pressure off him, allowed Jordan to do what Jordan does really well, and that's organised, it's direct, it's end of sets well, and we're not expecting Jordan Abdul to be getting the ball from 50 metres out and skinning people and going around the outside of people. We need him just to get us around the field, and then it takes that little bit of pressure off Kai, allows him to play his normal game, relax into what he needs to do, and hopefully we can see that confidence now build through Kai and through Lenny as well when Lenny's working alongside him. So I think it'll be a massive bonus for us having Jordan between now and hopefully the end of the season.
I know you mentioned there just about Jordan not being able to play this weekend, but I suspect that gives Lenny another chance to be able to, as I say, go out there this weekend and impress and showcase what he can do.
Yeah, definitely. It's an opportunity, and it's disappointing that Jordan can't play, but obviously we understand playing against his parent club, that was always going to be a no-no, I think, and it's now down to Kai and it's down to Lenny again to make sure that they understand what Jordan did really well on the weekend. And Jordan got the man of the match, and he didn't do anything outstanding. He just did his job really, really well, and did all the little detail stuff that a good halfback does. And I think sometimes we can overcomplicate games, and sometimes people think they need to be doing something extraordinary to be playing well or getting man of the match, but you don't. You just need to make sure you're doing the details right, and as an halfback it's your responsibility to make sure you get us around the field, end of sets well, get us in shape. And I think where we're a lot better this week just gone to the previous week at Rochdale, whereas end of sets were a lot better. We had a lot more danger towards the opposition's try line as well, whereas the week before against Rochdale, we spent a lot of time down there, and some of those end of sets and some of the options at the end of sets were really, really poor. So it's just making sure that the young arse learn about what Jordan did really well, and they can learn from that hopefully.
On Widnes, they seem to have found a bit of form recently. I think it's 50 points in back-to-back games, so they've got that bit of confidence. Again, they'll probably come into it wanting to try and get that win, but as I say, we can try and go there and get them off guard, can't we?
Yeah, they're a very, very good team. Like I say, 7 wins and 14 points in the league, so it shows how good they are doing, and it's up to us to make sure that we learn from the good stuff that we did and learn from the bad stuff that we did as well, and make sure that we try and replicate the good stuff and don't replicate the bad stuff. And that's what building a new group's all about. It's getting that understanding. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than you would like it to, but hopefully the message is starting to get there now. I think how disappointed the players were after the game on Sunday is it shows me that the players care. It shows that the players understand what we need to do, and they're frustrated when we're not doing it. So it's down to us to make sure that we go out there and put the plans in place, or affect the plans in place, because we're getting the information right, and it's just about making sure that we go out there and we implement the game plan that we talk about.
How's Jack Bussey doing? He came off on Sunday, didn't he, with an injury? How is he doing?
Yeah, he's had an X-ray. Unfortunately, there's no breaks or fractures in that X-ray. We'll assess him this week and see how he is. I think he's still quite painful and still quite swollen, so we'll see how he goes this week. It's touch and go, I would imagine probably 50-50, but Jack's a tough guy, so hopefully he can put his hand up for us and do us a job, but we'll obviously not rush him out there because we're losing too many people as it is. So if it means that he has to take a week out to come back the following week, then we'll do that.
I just wanted to ask you as well about Jimmy Beckett, who got recalled earlier this week by Cass. As I say, 3 games, 1 try. He came in, and as I say, you saw a bit of what he can bring, didn't we, at the weekend? Yeah,
definitely. I think from a Super League club's point of view, that's what they're wanting as well. They're wanting their players to come into the Championship and be one of the star performers, or be one of the best players in the team when they're dropping down to the Championship. And Jimmy certainly did that. I thought he was one of our better middles, if not the best middle, in the 3 games that he played for us. Tough, physical, worked on the defensive elements of the game that I think Castleford wanted him to work on. Didn't give his inside shoulder away. Worked hard from the inside. Worked hard on the details in the ruck and the chop as well. And his retreats were really, really good. So defensively, I thought he were great. Carrying the ball, I thought he were a physical threat. He's obviously got his try at the weekend as well. So hopefully, if he's not playing for Castleford in the future, then we're in a good position to get him back.